Hey people of the VC, it's Andy Cloudy Mulder. Got a music collection video update, something I have not done in a long while, so I have a massive stack of wax to show today. We'll see how it goes as to whether I split it in a couple of parts or not. I think we'll give it 15 minutes and we'll follow up a video for whatever I don't finish off. I'm going to show all vinyl in this video, but I don't know if you've noticed, I've got a few. Well, I did a room tour video a few weeks back. I said that my CD player just burnt out, the power supply just fried, and it's taken me a while to find a replacement, and I've got one now. So I've been listening to a lot of CDs, playing catch up. I've still been buying CDs when I haven't had a CD player, so I've got a lot to catch up on. So there'll be a video about that coming up soon. I'll explain what I've got and what I've been listening to. Let's get into the vinyl. First up, this is one that I pre-ordered. Now, a lot of what I'm going to show here, as I say, it's been a while since I did a general collection update, and by general collection I mean stuff that doesn't fit into the 80s metal update series playlist that I do. You know what I mean. This one I had on pre-order. Some of these I've had over 6 months now. I just haven't got around to showing them, so a little bit of housekeeping on my part here. As I say, this is one I pre-ordered when I saw it come out, and that's the Anthrax Chili on Hell live album. It's number 236 of 700. The front is like a die-cast cutout. It's a double album, so it's kind of got an outer sleeve and gatefold. So this is effectively the front cover of the gatefold, and the back there you can see the track list. So this is from, I meant to write this down, is this 2013 did this come out? Let me just check. I think it was originally just released on DVD or Blu-ray. I think it's out on CD. 2014. I think the show may have been 2013, and the DVD came out in 2014. But killer set list. It's good to see some songs on here. I mean, some newer songs. So Worship Music was the album that came out beforehand. So Fight 'Em Till They Can't. I love that song. But songs like Madhouse and Medusa. And In the End as well, that's a good one. Good one on there. TNT, AC/DC cover. Love the gatefold on this. Awesome picture. Joey Belladonna. Fantastic stuff. And the vinyl's pretty cool as well. I don't often get excited over coloured vinyl, but this is good enough to eat. Looks like candy. So it's beautiful. Beautiful. It's the colour's actually coming through, I think, pretty well. Sort of purpley red. It's not really a splatter, it's more of a splodge. But yeah, it's a great live album. Absolutely love it. Next up is another Anthrax, one that I've had my eye on for a while, but the price is going up, and I was beginning to wonder whether I would get it. I think this originally came out as a 10-inch, but this is the 12-inch reissue. I think, what year was this again? 2013. Obviously another Anthrax album. Anthems is a covers album. Bit of glare there. So we've got these aren't. I originally thought this was going to be a cover. You know, Anthrax have done plenty of covers before, and this would be an album of those covers. But it's all like new recordings for this album. There's Anthem by Rush, TNT AC/DC, Smoking by Boston, Keep On Running by Journey, Big Eyes Cheap Trick, and Jailbreak by Thin Lizzy. All those bands apart from Thin Lizzy, I would say that I'm not into at all. So it was kind of interesting to hear these songs. I thought Joey Belladonna actually struggles a little bit on some of these covers, but as I listened to it 2 or 3 times, I kind of got into them. There's also the final 2 tracks are Crawl from Worship Music and a remix as well. So they're the only kind of original songs from here. But again, I will pick up anything, or certainly hope to pick up anything from Anthrax. Again, it's kind of a purpley, swirly vinyl, but not something I'll necessarily play a lot, but as I say, if I come across some Anthrax stuff that I've not seen before, I certainly try and pick it up. Next up, another live album. There's a few live albums in this update actually, and that's Wrecking Everything by Overkill. I hadn't planned on buying this. In fact, I didn't really. See, let's try this. I wasn't really aware of this album, but I've got a special eBay notification service called Metal Mickey, and I sometimes get a buzz on my phone and look at it, and there's a text from Mike saying, with a link to an eBay thing, and I almost feel like he's telling me to buy it, so I have to buy it. But it was a killer deal, so I had to pick up a copy. So this is from 2009. This is a Back on Black 2015 release. Gatefold, Killer Live shot, and the vinyl comes on kind of a not really translucent, slightly see-through red vinyl. All very, very nice. Yeah, the labels are the same on both. It sounds really good. I absolutely love it. It's great stuff. Next up, now this is one that's been on my Amazon wish list for a long time, and it finally came down to about £10, so I had to pull the trigger on it. It's a few months ago now though. So this is Ranger, Where Evil Dwells. Ranger are a Finnish speed metal band. I think this album's from 2015. Yeah, 2015. It's their second or third album. It's their second album of 3. It's the only one I have. Quite aggressive speed metal. Got to be in the mood for it, but when I am, it's a good listen. Nothing fancy on the inside. Nice custom label. So Ranger, check them out if you're into speed metal and you've not heard of them. Fairly basic release, lyric sheet, and the band trying to look as 80s as possible. Good stuff. Now, I showed this next one in my gig review video, so I'm going to quite a few gigs recently, and I try to pick up something. The gigs I go to are normally quite cheap, so if there's something on the merch stand that gives extra money back into the pockets of the band, then I will look to do that. And this is the so I showed this without really showing it in that last video. So this is Extermination by Raven 2015. So you see, met the Gallagher brothers after the show. It's a double album. Side 1 and 2 absolutely superb. Side 3 and 4 I think it just sort of dips off a little bit, but I think I've probably heard the first disc a little bit more than the second one. There's the gatefold with lyrics, and this comes on a kind of a toxic green. I'll hold it up to the light, see better? There you go. And again, custom labels. So that's a double album. We'll go through this quite quickly. Cool. So Italian thrash. Game Over. This is Claiming Supremacy. So this is a band I got into when I've got their I think officially their first album. The first release they did was not on a label and very difficult to come by, and some of those tracks are on an album called For Humanity, which I've got on CD, and I absolutely loved it. It was like a breath of fresh air for hearing a modern thrash band play something really sort of pretty cool and infectious. So I was stoked to pick this up, which is their fourth studio album. So they're an Italian band. I couldn't get into this one as much. I've said before, I think a lot of modern thrash bands, there's not really anywhere they can go. The genre is, the boundaries of the genre are quite defined, and it's difficult to be original. And I think if you get one album that stands out, you're very lucky. This one probably just needs a little bit more time, and I'll give it that in the future. So that's what they look like. It's got a Power Trip t-shirt on, a Night t-shirt, a Night the Demon t-shirt as well, and the lyrics. Okay, more live goodness. I do like a live album. I'll do a video of my I'll plan at some point I'll do a video on my favourite 80s live albums, and also my favourite non-80s live albums, because I've got quite a few now. This one, again, I was watching this on Amazon for a long time. It got down to under £15 a couple of months back, so I pulled the trigger. It's a double live album. It's dOro, Strong and Proud, 30 years of a rock and metal live. The back, few guest appearances on here. Interestingly, there's a cover of Fear of the Dark, the Iron Maiden song, but with singing with Blaze Bayley. Uli John Roth makes an appearance on Für Immer. Is that a Warlock song or a dOro song? I can't remember now. Udo does a cover of a cover for dOro, but Balls to the Wall. And yeah, it's dOro. You know what you get with dOro. Good stuff. I like the fact that the labels on this are all different. So that's the A side, B side, C, and D. So dOro, yeah, good stuff. Another live album. This was a great eBay purchase, actually. Didn't get this one through the Metal Mickey notification service, but this cost me £6, which was unbelievable, because it's a double live album. It has got a big ding there, but it was sealed. I guess it was maybe some return stock, or maybe someone bought it off Amazon and got a replacement for free and stuck it on eBay. I didn't care. I didn't care that it's slightly damaged, because £6 for a live album, and it's Kai Hansen, and I enjoy just about everything Kai Hansen's done, from Halloween, Gamma Ray, Iron Savior, and any of the solo stuff. So this is Kai Hansen and Friends, XXX. Thank you, Wagon. And it has a number of obligatory live shot in the middle of the gatefold, and he also has a number of guest appearances on this album. Here's some pictures of the band and those guests. Michael Kiske there, and there you can see the guests and the lineup. This is really good as well. I love it. A few more live shots from the gig. And yeah, the labels are the same on all four sides. Pretty cool stuff. Two more to go. We're gonna get them in. I think I've shown this in someone's contest entry I did recently, but I'll show it again as I've not really discussed it. This is a Vector Outer Isolation. Now, I was blown away by the first Vector album I heard, which wasn't their first album. It was the last one, which is Terminal Redux. Love that album. This one I find harder to consume. If I'm in a thrash metal kick, it goes down a treat. But if I'm not quite in the mood to listen to thrash, it sounds noisy to me, and a little bit unstructured. And I guess, I don't know if this is what you call kind of technical thrash, but it's a really good album, but I've really got to be in the mood for it. It's Outer Isolation, and this is on Earache, and it's 2015. Again, another cheap deal from Amazon. Try not to pay full price for anything because I'm a bit of a tight ass, but you know, when the price is right, I go for it. The lyric sheet is also very small and difficult to read with green on green. The last one I have for you is a band I got into through my love of Ram. And I first heard them on this split. So this is Ram and Portrait under Command. And I thought, yeah, that's a band I could get into. And I had thought I would have bought a few more of their albums by now, but again, it's just getting round to them and getting them for the right price. This is probably the oldest record that I'm going to show in that. I've probably had this one since, what, maybe February last year, but just not got around to changing it. Showing it, sorry. And that's Portrait, Crossroads. This is on Metal Blade. And it's a bit of King Diamond worship, I guess, and it's kind of got me, Metal Blade logo, it's kind of got me more interested in King Diamond, Merciful Fate style, because I've kind of struggled with his vocals before, but I'm coming around to it. I knew I would eventually. Let's just hit. The inner sleeve comes with the lyrics on it. And it also comes with this very attractive photo card promo for the album with the album artwork on it. Right, so longer than I promised, but I hope you stuck with me. That's me pretty much caught up on new releases that I've bought. I have a few more from British metal bands, which I'm going to stick in. I'm going to come up with another episode of my new wave of British heavy metal series with some cool new bands to show. That will come soon, but I'm struggling to find time to make a lot of videos at the moment, so bear with me on that. Thanks for watching. Catch you again soon.